Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Mukesh English, and this is Mukesh Soni. Friends, in this video I'm going to give you the brief summary of the famous ode on Grecian Urn by John Keats. Though I have already prepared a video, I have already done a video on the full explanation of this ode here. So I have brought to you a very brief summary of ode on Grecian Urn done by John Keats. So John Keats, a famous great English poet of the Romantic age, and this ode or this poem presents the complexity between the art and the reality. And this poem is written in the pattern of ode, that means to say a kind of lyrical poem which gives the poet's personal emotions about a person or about an object. So here the ode gives the personal emotions of Keats about the Greek urn, and the whole poem is composed in the 5 stanzas, and each stanza has 10 lines. So totally this ode consists 50 lines. So now let's have a discussion here. Just a minute. So John Keats, he looks at the Greek urn, which is well decorated with so many images, and he just sees everything in the image. And these are the 5 stanzas where he talks about his personal feelings towards the urn. So he calls the urn as an untouched bride of quietness. The urn is seen as a female whose foster parents are silence and time, because it is not destroyed by the time. And this urn, this Greek urn, it represents the past very silently, and the pictures on this urn give more they portray more sweet tales, sweet memories, sweet stories than the writer or the poet could have done it. So that's the reason he calls the urn as a sylvan historian. As the urn presents a Greek rustic life of the past, so it is also seen as a historian. So, by calling the urn as a historian, the poet looks at the urn very closely, and the moment he observes the urn very closely, he finds that there are there are leaf-fringed lines, there are borders. He could see the borders by a line of leaves around the pictures, and each picture has its own tale. Each picture has its own story. It has the shapes of gods, humans, or sometimes both of them, and they are present in the valley of Tempe or in the region of Arcady. He could see some more images, and he imagines whether they are god or men. So he asks the questions that some girls are being chased by some wild boys, and there are the musical instruments like the pipes and the timbrels. They are being played. Humans and God, they have become wild. Why they have become wild? Due to the music. So we find here there's a conversation is going on between the urn and the poet, and the poet is giving us the information in the questioning mode. So now the poet looks at the specific picture where a piper means to say the musician who is playing the pipe and who is playing some music, great music here, where we can say that heard melodies are more sweeter than the unheard melodies are more sweeter than the melodies here. So one could imagine the songs which are being played through that picture. So thus the songs of the piper will always remain sweeter in the imagination, and and that music is not for the physical ear. That music is for our spiritual ear. Further, John Keats describes about a young man who is playing a song by sitting under a tree. As the tune is immortal, the young man will sing forever under the tree, which will be full with leaves forever. So the young man will continue his music, and the trees will never shed the leaves. Now the next picture is here. The effectiveness of the music is here. So there is a bold lover who could not kiss his beloved, though he's near his goal he refers to. He's about to kiss, but he cannot kiss. So the poet asks him that he should not worry about it, because his beloved will always be beautiful. He will love her forever. So, through these lines, John Keats tries to convey that the imagined world on the urn is superior to the real world of experience. Now, John Keats feels very jealous about the urn because the urn keeps everything immortal, everlasting. He says that the tree in the picture remains happy because it does not shade its leaves, and it enjoys the spring season forever. And the musicians who are playing the pipe in the picture, they're also very happy as they are singing the new songs every day. So Keats imagines that the lovers are happier as they will love and enjoy forever. So their love, these lovers' love, is all about the human passions, because that love does not have any kind of the love that does not have any kind of sorrow, unhappiness, and such kind of sorrow and happiness can be seen only in the human passions. So the urn is far above the human passion. That's why he says here, all breathing human passion for above, far above. Then further, now the poet looks at the other side of the urn, and he finds a very different scenery, or a very different image over there. And he finds a scene on the urn where a group of people coming for sacrifice, and a priest is holding a heifer, and he's taking this heifer towards the sacrifice, towards the altar. And so many people are following him, and the heifer is well decorated with the garlands. So the little town, and these people are coming from the different locations. For example, they are coming from a town which is located on the river's bank, or from the seashore, or from a place like fort which is surrounded by the mountains. So when all the people have come here, obviously all the people have come here to see the sacrifice on this pious morning, on this auspicious morning. So what has happened here, the town is empty without that people, without these people. So the poet says here that the little town will always be empty, because everybody has come here, they can't go back, because it's art, and the art is immortal. So the poet says here, the little town will always be empty, and the streets will always be silent. So will always be silent. So this is how he says here that this cannot be changed. Why it cannot be changed? Because it's an art, and here the Greek art, and he has immortalized the Greek art and Greek culture. Now, the last stanza, where he says here about the Attic. So here, let me tell you, Attic means to say Athens, Athens, the capital of Greece. So breed means to say interwoven pattern. So here it refers to the marble. The poet says here, this urn, this Greek urn, belongs to Greece, and it's an example of external art, sorry, eternal art. It's an example of eternal art. And this Greek urn is made of marble. It is made of marble or marble. And there are the pictures of men and women can be seen on this Greek urn. So this Greek urn, this marble Greek urn, is well decorated with the marble men and women. Later, he says that the urn has the image of green trees with the plants which are touching which are touching the feet of the tree. So all loaded trees we can see here. Then he says here, the quiet and the silent urn does not speak. Obviously, it does not challenge the human beings, because it is eternal, it cannot challenge the human beings. Then finally, we find here there's a paradox here, cold pastoral. There's a paradox here. Pastoral means to say very open space, deserted plain, where anything or any life may exist or may not exist. So he says here, he calls these images or the scene on the urn as a cold, not sweet. So the cold pastoral is a paradox here. Why the cold pastoral is a paradox here? Why the scene is cold here? Why these images are cold here? Because you cannot see any real passion. Real passion is not going on. The scenes on the urn are frozen. So they may look like sweet and attractive. At the same time, they are cold, because the passion and the moment can be seen only in the human beings. Now, further he says here, when people live now will grow. Everybody who takes birth will grow old, die one day, but the urn will always stay in the middle of all kinds of trouble and the challenges. So nothing is going to happen to the urn. and only the human being is affected by the power of time, but the urn is not affected by the power of time. Urn will always remain as it is in spite of any kind of trouble. Now he says that he's speaking again to the urn. He says that you will be afraid to men, and to whom you will say, beauty is truth, truth beauty. So that's all we know on this earth, and that's what we need to know, the poet says here. In other words, beauty is all we need in order to discover the truth, and truth is itself beautiful. So this is all. We are mere mortals. We are just mortals, and we know that we know. But it's all we need to know, that we should not impatiently go in the pursuit of answers which we don't need to have. So the words here on earth convey that there is perhaps more to be discovered beyond the earthly, temporal confines of mortal life. So this is how we can say here, the poet John Keats, he has immortalized the beauty of art and culture, the Greek beauty of art and culture. And we can say here the urn is a genuine specimen of Greek art sculpture, and a number of men, maidens, branches, weeds are well decorated here. So finally, we can say art never dies, and the poet has uh, aptly mentioned here that beauty is truth, truth is beauty, or truth beauty. So friends, this is how I have tried to give you a very very brief summary, and if you want to go line by line explanation, please check my one more video where I have explained the whole poem line by line, the glossary, and that video's link you can see in the description box. Not only this, even I have done all the lessons videos of your fourth semester BCom BBA generic English Bangalore University syllabus. All the lessons videos links you can see in the description box. Thank you so much. Dear friends, thank you so much for watching this video. You can reach me at mukeshenglish@gmail.com. Please do subscribe the channel, click on the like button for more videos on literature, workbook, pronunciation, grammar, communication skills, presentation skills, interview skills. Stay in tune with Mukesh English. Thank you once again.